So it was like it. The first episode was good, and then just the show kind of just became boring, standard, real robot mecha.
Oh, that's a shame.
So another one is Valvrave the Liberator. I was actually interested in this one.
Okay, what's that all about?
I don't remember the premise reading on that one, but their accusation is, well, the title of the section is, had vampire mecha pilots, but it's original animes by the Kokiya Studio in Studio Sunrise.
That sounds like a concept Clamp would have thought up. It's like, oh man, let's have mechs, but let's have those mechs be piloted by vampires.
So what CBR says, this is it was the end result was a bland imitation of Lelouch's double life as a high school student and a revolutionary leader. Valvrave only became memorable for how over dramatic and over the top the characters in the story got, and then it had vampire pilots and mechas.
Huh.
And then
naming Changus on it, genre.
Me. But the other, then it goes to Fullmetal Panic Invisible Victory for obvious reasons.
Alright.
It ends on a cliffhanger.
Huh.
And it's not gonna get resolved because apparently the studio that made it, X-Spec, closed.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame. Okay, well, we are now live. Three new viewers just popped in, so that's nice. So yes, welcome everyone to another 2 Cents Live. So once again, hey, I'm Chinggis Khan. This is 2 Cents Live. We got our usual host going on right here, our usual panel. Everyone say hello.
Hello.
Yes. Well, Mr. Xenomic. Okay. Well, we're not gonna stay dilly-dallying for too long. We were talking a bit about mecha as usual because we like mecha. Serena, if you ever watch this or you ever watch this in the replays, do not belittle mecha. It's a great genre. I will fight you for that. I will die on that hill. That mecha is a great genre. It's not boring. So that's it.
Make sure you archive this.
This should be archived. I can always check the Twitch settings again, but so we're not gonna be dilly-dallying for long. Our subjects today are some video, some Gundam, because Gundam is great. We're gonna talk about a little bit of comics, and related to comics is one big Spider-Man news going on that well, most people kind of know about now, but we're gonna give our opinions on it, our 2 cents, if you will. Oh, look at that! We come full circle. This shows you. Do you like that? Do you like me being clever? Please clap. I should make that a button. Just Jeb Bush. Just please clap.
No, do the from the alternate history YouTube channel video where he did it April Fool's, where it talks about how if Jeb Bush, it was like the video thought it was like, what if Trump lose the 2016
what
election?
if Trump lost to Jeb?
Yes, that was the premise, that Jeb Bush, and basically it results in 40K where he has to be
Jeb becomes the God Emperor.
Yeah, and he has to be sustained by clap.
Oh my god. For the Emperor! Everyone just claps.
Yes.
Alright, but enough of the really bad jokes going on. You can also notice a few changes. I got the little blinking icons going on. So when I go quiet, it's dark. But when I speak up, it lights up. It blinks. So that's cool. I got the blinking icons working, at least for me, and for Comet. I'm going to be working on everyone else's icons as we move along with the stream. So,
Yay.
with that said, let's move along. So, let's get some video stuff out of the way first. So, Comet, you're up. So, you're talking about Dragon Dogma. What's that?
Yeah. Yes, Dragon. Sorry. Dragon Dogma is a video game made by. Oh. Yeah, sorry about that. I was saying Dragon Dogma is a video game for the originally for the Xbox 360, the PS3, and the PS3, which got released as a remaster for the Xbox One and the PC and the PS4.
I don't think it was a remaster, just a port.
Huh.
Oh, yes, sorry. It was a port. Forgive me. But anyway, it was great. Now I was saying, Dragon Dogma is an RPG. RPG hack and slash. Now, the version I play with the enhanced version, Dragon Dogma Dark Arisen, which contains the Dark Arisen DLC, which is pretty much hard mode with the story.
Hard mode.
But you die a lot. And but anyway, Dragon Dogma. Dragon Dogma is set in an open world environment, played from a third person perspective, and you choose each class. Now you choose it. Well, first thing you know about Dragon Dogma is that the player you can create your character in pretty much any way you want. Literally, is that invasive? If you want to create a top-heavy giant that looks like a skip leg day, you can.
Okay.
If you want to create a big bald black woman,
big bald black woman,
a big bald black one named Bubba. You can. Yes, I.
You called her.
I was trying to redo that. No, I was trying to reuse a joke from I forgot that YouTube reviewer. No. Anyway.
That's
probably bring up
but
customization does affect the gameplay.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
The smaller you are, the faster you are, and you lose less stamina. But the bigger you are, the more weight you can carry, and the stronger you are. But the more stamina you use, and the slower you are, essentially.
Huh.
And there's and you start out with 3 classes or vocations. Starter vocation: fighter, strider, mage. My character started out with fighter, so that's the thing. And eventually, when you build up enough skill points, etc., you can start moving to other more advanced. Like I chose Mystic Knight, which is sort of like a combination of a fighter and a mage.
Okay.
I can do some melee, and some like a balance between melee and magic. Etc. While warrior is full on melee. Essentially, you use big, giant, 2-handed weapons, and ranger is like a more advanced strider, etc., etc.
Okay.
But now in this world, but how the game starts out is that in this world, every so often, there's like a dragon comes about and pretty much wrecks everything, and the dragons go out wrecking everything. Finding a special person, and when you find a special person, what it does, it takes your heart. It takes that person's heart, or in this case, the player character's heart.
Huh.
The player tell the player character, get stronger, find me, defeat me, and you get your heart back. Until then, you're pretty much immortal. Now, immortal, but not invincible.
Hmm.
So pretty much until you get your heart back, you'll never die. As long as you avoid injuries and death in combat, you'll never die and remain the same age forever, pretty much. Now,
Okay.
Now, before you set off on this quest, you get these special entities known as pawns. Now, pawns, they're human, but they're not human per se. They look human, but they're not really. They lack that spark.
Okay.
They lack a soul, pretty much.
Pawns do not have a soul.
Yeah.
That's what sets them apart from other people.
Ah. You
That's
have no
why I said they
soul.
But that's why I said they lack a soul. They lack that spark.
Ah.
Now, so they're pretty much. It's sort of like think Uncanny Valley times 100. Like,
Okay.
it's like they look perfectly human, but at their heart of hearts, you know there's something off about them. But as the NPCs describe it, now you get your own personal. Now you can recruit pawns from within the Rift, which is this place where all these pawns gather, like this world between worlds sort of place. You also to create your own personal custom pawn that follow you completely through the game. And like the player character, you can customize this pawn any way you want.
Oh.
You can create old, young, tall, short, and male, female. You can, like I said, the customization in this system in this game is very in depth. And yes, for example, my pawn is a I turn my pawn into a warrior class. A 70-foot tall, 70-foot tall Amazonian, of course.
Of course. You're into your big ladies.
Yes, of course. Now,
And
the
muscle.
interesting thing about this game, yes, and interesting thing about this game is that there's some Berserk references in here too.
Oh.
Like I believe at one point it had DLC for Guts's armor, not his
Did he?
Berserk armor, but his mercenary armor.
The original release had the Golden Age armors for Guts and Griffith.
Oh, interesting.
But later releases had to remove it because the license expired.
Ah.
But there's other references as well. Like Mercedes is a Casca reference. She's the dark, a dark-skinned French lady.
I think to call Mercedes a Casca reference is a big stretch.
Well, that's it.
I don't know how I feel about Casca being a French.
I never
then there's
once thought it was Casca.
Then the possible not. And then there's the Chaos armor, which which is possibly another reference because, well, essentially it's a cursed armor and possession, and cause people to go berserk.
Ah.
But yeah, according to it doesn't affect gameplay, by the way, but it's like in the item descriptions, and stuff like that. But yeah, this game is really fun. It's like everything. It's like also you gotta be in this game. Everything has. What I really like about this game that everything has weight to it.
Okay.
Like for example, you can't just pack on healing item after healing item after healing item. Everything affects your weight. Even the armor you wear affects how you move. Okay.
So based on how you customize your character, it affects the gameplay by putting you in a certain class?
Oh no. It's more like it's a weight. It's all like how you customize your character determines, like bigger guys are generally slower, and
well,
smaller guys are generally faster.
you mentioned that there
You
were. Actually, go ahead.
You're getting a few things wrong, Comet. Bigger characters do use more stamina, but are harder to knock around, and they have less carry rate, I think. Taller characters are faster. Smaller characters aren't faster, they just have less weight, and are knocked around more easily. And height also determines at what depth your lantern will go out in water.
Alright.
So the classes aren't influenced all that much by your appearance.
Mm-hmm.
So you can pick any of the 9 classes without having to really worry about your appearance.
Okay. So, what determines your class? Do you just choose which class you are?
Well, you choose.
At the
you
start of the
choose.
game, you pick one of the first 3. Then when you arrive at a certain point in the story, you have access to the other 6.
Okay.
And your main pawn cannot have 3 of the classes because they're hybrids.
Huh.
The Assassin, Magic Archer, and Magic Knight are hybrids of the 3 base classes. The other 3 are just enhanced versions with some drawbacks. Like the Ranger. The Ranger is just a better version of the other Ranger. The better fighter doesn't use a shield, and the other mage doesn't have healing magic.
Okay. Alright. So then, okay, then the question, I guess, is, do you recommend this game? Comment?
Yes.
Okay, then.
Yes. You know, it's a fun game to play. Get it, invest in it, and you spend like at least an hour on customization alone.
Ah. Customizing is very fun, I see.
Oh yeah. Mostly because you want to see all the funny shapes you can make.
Okay.
I created so many monstrosities.
Did you create any strong woman?
I said monstrosities, not perfection.
All Colin wants to do is just see a giant woman. There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, how dare you make this into a Steven Universe reference?
He wants to see muscular women.
Steven, all I want to do is just see a giant woman. The gems fuse. I didn't want to see this! Yeah, the fusion designs in the Steven universe can range from, okay, not bad, to, what the hell is this? is the Family Guy, the Noah's Ark, and like, what the hell is this?
What the hell is this?
Alright.
Okay, now I'm gonna.
That's Paul.
Well, you do realize he's gonna have to go overboard. We can't keep him.
Oh, and a
What
sign
the hell
out.
is this? Well, you didn't really give any
This-
guidelines about mating. Did you name it? Huh?
Did you name it? Yeah.
Yeah.
His name is Paul.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be a lot harder now because he's going to fuck overboard.
There's one more. There's another thing about this game. There's like these giant monsters like Hydras, Cyclops, and Griffins.
Oh.
Now, you can grab onto them and start hacking them. And and they each have a weak point. You gotta get to cause more damage. Like Cyclops is usually like the eyes. Hydras is like the head, but the heads regrow. So you got to slow down their healing. You gotta enhance your enhance your party's weapons with fire magic. Or to seal the wounds. And with Griffins, I believe it's light.
Light their wings on fire.
Yeah,
Oh.
like the wings on fire. I also
These
believe
ex-
it's ice as well.
Use explosive arrows and then pelt them with grenades.
Watch
I
them
just knock
tumbling
them
down.
I just knock them on the ground and have my game curb stop them.
Oh.
Like a
but
one big
it's-
JoJo reference.
Well, I'm an assassin, so I can do it by myself.
Yeah, but what's more fun? Assassinating it or curb stomping it like a gang?
Well, I get to pelt them with volleys of explosive arrows, so that's pretty fun.
Okay, well, yeah, you got that. Touche. Alright.
But yeah, get it
So
outside.
no, continue.
Yeah, get the game, play it. You can get it on Steam for pretty cheap.
How much is it on
Yeah.
Steam?
I believe right now on Steam it's Dragon Dogma is $29.99.
Oh, okay then. So if you're interested,
And
uh-huh.
you get the Dark Arisen DLC with it as well.
Wait, is $29.99 including the DLC?
Yes.
Okay. How old is this game?
The game is about the original game. The first one was released in. It was released for Xbox. It was released in 2013,
Ah,
but was released in 2017 on Xbox One and PS4, and 2019 on the Switch.
that explains the price. It's an old game. Alright, but hey, that's not a bad deal if you're interested in this game. It's only $30 including the DLC. Sounds like a good deal to me for your usual games, so pick it up.
The DLC is pre-packaged.
Ah.
Yeah.
That's-
So it's like one of those upgraded versions of the game where they stopped releasing the old version and only kept releasing the one with the new content.
Ah. Well, still, as Tempo said, $29.99. Not a bad deal. Alright, chat hasn't really updated yet. Ray says a green mecha kicks ass. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Alright, so get Dragon's Dogma today. Okay, so we can move on to our next video topic. Okay, so SGD, you surprised me. Daring today, aren't we, SGD? It's not Digimon.
Well, there is a Digimon that is a Yu-Gi-Oh reference.
There we go.
Ah, there we go.
Oh, of course. It has to be involving Digimon, apparently.
See,
There's a,
I was getting scared there. I was like, what? SGD's not doing Digimon? What is this madness?
there's Barrel Dragon who looks like Gundramon from Digimon, or Gundramon from Digimon looks like Barrel Dragon. So the Three Musketeers are all references to different franchises.
Ah. Alright. So, what's the deal with this Yu-Gi-Oh game, SGD? Enlighten us.
First, I want to say I'm disappointed in Comet for not mentioning Best Girl Celine and her grandmother, also Berserk references to Shiiki and Flora.
Hey,
that-
best girls
Best Girl
Mercedes.
Celine. No, quite
Mercedes.
Celine.
Are we having a best girl debate?
I
Best
can
girl,
make you
Mercedes. Hey, Mercedes got that French
Celine,
accent.
anyway, on with Yu-Gi-Oh!
We're having a best girl debate.
Not a debate if I'm right.
Oh! Comment, you gonna allow that?
Well,
You gonna allow that? You just-
well, guess what? Well, at least, well then. At least Mercedes is not a law, eh?
I'm just gonna mute Comet and keep talking. I need to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! So,
I'm just here. I'm just here, like going la 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 la. Oh look, here's a video about how Black Cat from the '90s animated series of Spider-Man is buff.
Huh.
You know,
So,
but-
Legacy of the Duelist
also-
Link Evolution is pretty much just a Yu-Gi-Oh on the PC.
Uh-huh.
So it has the first 6 seasons, which is basically everything up until the latest one, which I think is still airing. I don't watch Yu-Gi-Oh. And I don't know if this has every duel from the anime, but it might as well have every duel from the anime.
hello. You're
Because
my
this
new
game has a
neighbor. You're
lot of
just moving.
duels.
Ah.
And of course, it plays by the regular Yu-Gi-Oh rules, which I'm not going to explain because that'll take a while longer. And with every duel, you have a pre-built deck versus an AI, and then when you beat the AI, you can switch it around into a reverse duel where it swaps your decks. Alternatively, you can use a pre-built deck, and a big thing about this game is it lets you use banned cards, which, of course, banned cards are banned for a reason. So, if some things like there was a Duel Academy on mobile would not let you use banned cards, which means you can only use banned cards in PvP if both players allowed it, and no one wants to fight banned cards because banned cards are broken.
Well, they're banned for a reason.
Yeah, like Pot of Greed lets you draw a free card and exchange one card, as people put it, which is very OP. While other draw cards generally have some kind of extra effect. Like Jar of Greed only lets you draw one, so you're technically swapping a card, and it's a trap card, so you can't activate it on your turn.
Ah. Oh, Serena's in the
And-
chat. And she's followed. Serena! Serena, I'm so glad you're here. Now I have an excuse to use my button.
They respected me for saying it.
Oh, that's great, Serena. You're in the chat.
Actually,
Serena... hold on.
oh,
Just real quick. Serena says, sup, her usual greeting. The hair in Yu-Gi-Oh gets crazier and crazier with every season. I don't watch Yu-Gi-Oh, so I'm just gonna take your word for it.
Yeah, the Abridged made a joke about that.
Ah.
It caused a robot to short circuit because the hair was so illogical. And
because you mentioned it, and I'm an obligation bastard. What does pot of greed do?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I love me.
I'm assuming that's a joke.
It's
Yeah.
It's a joke from the Abridged, because every time someone uses Pot of Greed in the anime, they say, I draw 2 cards. So everyone knows what Pot of Greed does.
Huh.
And, so yeah, the game does have a lot of content, and if you're a Yu-Gi-Oh fan or want to get into Yu-Gi-Oh, this is a good way to get into it, and I really wish more card games would have games like this. Yeah, like, I've never seen something like this for Pokemon. The Digimon card game is still pretty young, but I don't think they're going to do something like this either. And Yu-Gi-Oh does make a lot of money, so it's good that they don't feel threatened by a digital one-time purchase. Because like, Yu-Gi-Oh is successful for a reason, because it is very fun and very frustrating at the same time.
I've never played Yu-Gi-Oh. My only experience with Yu-Gi-Oh is I remember it was on Cartoon Network for a short time. Maybe it was back when Toonami was on Cartoon Network before it got moved to Adult Swim. It was that one Yu-Gi-Oh show where everyone was on these like weird motorcycles, and they were dueling on that.
5Ds, I think.
Was it that?
Yeah, 5D.
5Ds? Yeah, that's the only Yu-Gi-Oh I remember.
Our games on motorcycles.
Another nice thing is, it has. I think it has every Yu-Gi-Oh card up until the end of Duel Links, so you can get all of them. And the thing about Yu-Gi-Oh is you can only have a maximum of 3 of one card across your 3 decks: your main deck, side deck, and extra deck. So the game doesn't let you own more than 3 copies of the one card, like certain other Yu-Gi-Oh games will do. which of course gives you like 4 of this card when you can only use 3, so it's just giving you something you can never use or get rid of. But this one stops you. Like, if you buy all the cards from someone, they won't let you buy any more because you have all the cards. A couple of downsides is opening card packs is incredibly slow. So I had to download a cheat engine and activate the speed cheat. So I wouldn't spend hours trying to get a handful of cards. So I have to recommend doing that if you ever play this game, because it takes forever to open a card pack of 8, and they don't let you buy any more multipliers. And the AIs can be very unforgiving. Like with the pre-built decks, you need certain cards for the strategies to work at times. And I once versed an AI and she did like 11 things in one turn. Which is very frustrating because I couldn't do anything to counter that because of the deck I had. And my brother swears the AIs cheated one time. But I wasn't there. And the game, not really a criticism because it's not a valid criticism, the game will regularly ask you if you want to perform certain actions, and it does that because it can't predict your strategy. And it's not really a valid criticism because it has to ask you if you want to do the thing, in case you want to do the thing. Fortunately, with the decks, you can just use a pre-built deck, so I just made an illegal Exodia deck, where I can get Exodia in a few turns, if not the first turn, and just demolish every AI, because I just get frustrated of not getting that one card on the first turn I need to not die.
Illegal cards! Hell yeah! That's how you know he's a real gamer.
Exodia!
Draw Pot of Greed, draw 2 more Pot of Greeds, use those 2 Pot of Greeds to draw more cards.
Imagine an entire deck of Pot of Greeds.
You can only have 3, Comet.
It's a legal card. Why not just make the game play on illegal rules? Fuck it. Everyone has a Pot of Greed. That's everyone's. That's just everyone's deck. It's everyone's deck and everyone's card is just nothing but Pot of Greed.
No.
Unfortunately, you can only have 3 of one card at max.
Well, way to go to crush my dreams of a illegal game.
Well, if you use nothing but Pot of Greed, you run out of cards and lose the game.
Well, I guess then it's just a matter of who runs out of cards first.
Hey, I have a joke question. Hello?
Yeah.
We can hear you now. Ask away.
Okay, yes. So you say it simulates battles from the television shows, from every single one of the television shows.
Yeah.
So that means it does have. So that means at season 1 of the original show, is it realistic? Like, does it actually portray Joey's fight realistic, where he has to where he manages to use a lot of his monsters without Alice. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm not good with name. Amputation.
What was the last bit?
Hello?
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Alright, so you say it works on real Yu-Gi-Oh rules. Does the battles against Joey, does he get a penalty for not using a polymer?
If he wants to summon a fusion, he has to use polymerization.
Like, wonderful. That was the one thing I goddamn got angry about in the anime.
That's because in the manga, the cards weren't fusions. and then the anime was following the manga, but the official card game made them fusions, so the cards looked like fusions.
Yes. Yes.
So it was a cross between the two products.
Huh. I didn't realize you were such a stickler for that. Not like, oh no, this doesn't. What is this madness? This heresy? This isn't in like the. This isn't the card game. This isn't the manga.
Listen here, Changus. The purple card means fusion, so it should be treated like a fusion.
So essentially, what I'm getting here is that Not is more of a Puritan than me, than the actual Puritan.
It's purist.
It's purist.
I haven't seen not complaining about the censorship, celebrating the censorship of Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Shots fired.
I understand the censorship. I'm not bothered by it, but one thing I just want to mention is Changus. The reason why I bring up the polymerization thing is because Joey's deck in season 1 is fucking shit because he doesn't have polarization.
Season 1 does not follow a lot of rules.
Season 1 is the season where you can summon. Season 1 is the season where you can summon 3 blue eyes in the same turn.
Joey! Joey! Your deck is shit! Don't you play by the rules? There are rules? God damn it, Joey. I'm so disappointed in you.
One thing Yu-Gi-Oh started doing with censorship a while ago is they're also releasing uncensored versions, but I don't know how common that is.
Huh.
Because people realize, hey, maybe we shouldn't be concerned about releasing a nun card in the West. Cuff cuff Bandai.
Bandai.
Oh, the Bandai thing was only this year. The nun thing was a few years ago. They censored CL. They censored Noir as CL in the card game, as well as Digimon Cyber Sleuth for America. So this is the Americans' fault. They didn't do this in Europe.
So...
And now all the System on Noir cards are CL cards, which has the silver lining of getting a CL awakened. We haven't got her yet, but soon.
We haven't gotten her, but soon she will arrive. America can't censor her forever.
Well, CL is the censored version.
Oh.
They've already released the Noir cards in Japan. They also had to take Noir out of a Bao Huckmon card.
Well, again, I don't know much about Yu-Gi-Oh, okay? All I remember is those guys were fighting on motorcycles. Why? What's the big deal? It's not like you're gonna sell toys of the motorcycles. Did they sell toys of the motorcycles?
I'm sure they might have tried somehow.
Card games on motorcycles.
It's like those I don't know what they're called, but like those like little plastic trikes made by like you know the ones for like toddlers and stuff. It's just like that, but for our kids, and then but it's shaped like the bikes from the Yu-Gi-Oh anime, and it's just like now you can ride your bikes while also dueling. Just make sure not to drop your cards. Also, don't forget to don't remember to watch out where you're going. Don't duel on the roads, kids. No. Oh shit! There comes the car. Oh, this is just
Yu-Gi-Oh 5D spin-off Yu-Gi-Oh 5D babies. Card games on tricycles.
Oh god, people, look out! Why? What's wrong? It's toddlers on trikes. So, and they're playing Yu-Gi-Oh. Oh shit.
Digimon, I blame the Catholics for Noah censorship. No one censored all the angel Digimon. Especially not the sexy ones. This is a good game if you like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or you want to get into Yu-Gi-Oh! This is probably a lot better than buying a physical card pack. And it's only $39.99 USD on Steam. And do not mistake it for Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist, which is cheaper and does not have Link Evolution. But for some reason, they're both still available on Steam.
Wait, so... Okay, so the thumbnail I pulled up, it was like Legacy of the Duelist, but then there was the subtitle Link Evolution. What's the difference between that and just regular Legacy of Duelist?
Link Evolution has all the DLC. And Legacy of the Duelist does not have Link. It does not have the Season 6. Or,
how many seasons of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is there now?
I think they're up to 7.
7? Wow. Still not enough. Still not enough compared to other animes. You gotta pump those numbers up. Sell more cards, Bandai.
I just wanted to say really quick.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, kids. Seto Kaiba once sent a deck of cards of his face just so that if there was life outside of the stars, he wanted to see if they can duel.
You're not joking.
As of Season 6, Pendulum Summoning is also different. So if Link Evolution follows Season 6 rules onwards for the card game itself. The one Legacy of the Duelist follows pre-Season 6 rules. So you still have separate Pendulum Zones, but for Link Evolution, Pendulum Zones are crossed over with Spell Zones. Because Pendulum Summoning is absolutely OP and they had to invent a whole new method of summoning to counter it.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Sounds fun. I never got into it. But overall, you recommend this game?
Yeah.
Okay then. Let's see here. Chelsea's in the chat. How you doing, Chelsea?
No one was talking about Dragon Ball Evolution, Chelsea. Why would you mention that movie?
Chelsea says, lol, his deck is bad. Notice me. I've noticed you, Chelsea. Ray, and then there she is flirting with Ray as usual. Ray says, to be fair, his deck is shit. Okay, I get the message. Joey's deck is shit.
What kind of punishment did you have in mind, Ray? Because you know how Chelsea is gonna take that.
Chelsea. Don't worry, Ninjato. You'll get to unleash your inner Puritan later. Actually, you get to unleash your inner Puritan now, because we're moving on to our next topic. So
I am so tired to be raging on inner Puritan, but anyway, we'll talk to actually good stuff.
Okay, all right, don't worry. Ray says I got ideas. Ray, you're not helping.
Ray, okay, you two, just put a ring on her already. You two.
Put a ring on that finger, Ray, and then you guys could do whatever you want. Alright, so let's move on. So now we get to talk about the one thing that Serena belittles. But you know what? Screw you, Serena. I love mecha. Okay? So we get to talk about Gundam. But not just any Gundam. We're talking about the OG Gundam, Grandpa Gundam.
Okay, so before I go, I need to say this. Mecha is superior. Magical girls are inferior.
What about Magic Knight Rayearth? Isn't that technically a magical girl / mecha?
It's technically an isekai / mecha.
That's right. No wonder why Micah doesn't like it.
And plus, also Serena doesn't like Magic Knight Rayearth.
But it's magical girls, Serena. It was. Okay. I didn't know there were standards to the magical girls you It's like, I like magical girls. Oh, have you checked out Magic Knight Raid? Not that magical girls. Well, it's hard to tell. Serena, no, Serena. Serena, who's the one who always posts the bad DC comics in Micah's server when no one wants to read them?
That's yep, that exactly. And it's like,
look, we get it. We know DC is doing really weird stuff with their young adult stuff. I don't know. I don't even know what's going on with DC.
all right. So anyway, so speaking of like, we don't know the mind of. We'll talk about Tamino.
Hey guys, I gotta head out.
All right.
All right. Have a good night.
See ya. Good night.
Yeah.
Good night.
Have a good night.
So Nat, I may need your help on this. So, Tamino, so this is a series that is the grandfather, in the supreme franchise of the genre Real Robot in Mecha.
Yes. Oh, go ahead.
So before this, and did Tamino work on Super Robot stuff before this?
Oh, yes, of course.
Hello,
Tamino
you're
actually
my
kind
new
of
neighbor. You just moving?
On Brave
Oh,
Radio.
hello, you're my new neighbor. You just moving?
That was
Oh,
his.
hello, you're my new neighbor.
He
You just moving?
did Super Robot for
Oh, hello,
that,
you're
but
my new
where?
neighbor.
whoa.
You just moving?
Wait, hold on.
Whoa,
Oh,
Yeah.
hello, you're
Not-
my new
not-
Who
neighbor.
keeps
You just moving?
Who is keep
Oh, hello,
follow-
you're
What is?
my new
Oh,
neighbor.
these are all
You just
bots.
Oh, hello,
Oh,
you're
Christ.
my new neighbor.
What?
You
What
just
the
moving?
fuck?
Oh, hello,
How
you're
do
my
I
new
stop
neighbor.
this?
You just moving? Oh, hello,
Okay, you
you're
know what?
my new neighbor. You just moving?
We're getting
Oh,
busy.
hello, you're my
Follower
new
only
neighbor.
chat?
You just moving?
Okay, no.
Oh, hello, you're my
Okay,
new neighbor.
you know what?
You
I'm
just
gonna
moving?
I'm just gonna
Oh, hello,
disable
you're my new neighbor.
the
You
alert
just
box.
moving?
Okay, there we go.
Alright.
I have
So-
no idea what the hell that was about. There's just a bunch of bots followed. Okay.
Alright. So Tamino has worked on Super Robot stuff. So
Yes. He worked on really quick. He worked on Brave Radio. That was his first directing. He created Daikon 3 and Zambot 3.
and those were before Gundam?
Those were before Gundam, yes.
Okay. Because that's important, because I was just thinking, is like, based on the original series, is that it seems clear that Tamino wanted to do something different with this show than the previous Super Robot shows that he worked on. And like see it about how he goes about it. So first off, let's go with the premise of OG Gundam. So most typical mecha is about an alien invasion, or like a monster, but usually some form of other entity that humans and a giant robot, a man and a giant robot, fights against. In this one, it's actually a traditional sci-fi story where humanity has colonized the stars through the use of giant satellites called colonies. They're basically giant cylinders in space. They're giant space stations. And humanity seems to be living in harmony, and then this group of assholes named Xeon decided started to build an empire within the colonies, and they were trying to force the Federations to do whatever they want, and the Federation refused Earth, and so Xeon declared war by their declaration of war, which you see in the first episode, is drop one of these colonies in Australia. And thus started what is later termed as the 1 Year War.
Mhm.
And thus we begin our story in which side is it? Is it like side 6? Side 7. So side 7 is a peaceful colony where we meet our main character, Amuro Ray. He's this kid who's seems to have a future. He wants to become a scientist, much like his father. His father is working with the Federation, building on a secret project. That is when Zeon shows up and ruined his life and destroyed his colony.
Yeah.
And in the chaos, in the search for his father, he finds his father's greatest work, which is the RX-78-2, or we all know as the Gundam. And he decides to drive this Gundam to protect his friends who are going into this another experimental spaceship called the White Base.
Mm-hmm.
And along with and essentially he now has to join this hodgepodge of inexperienced crews, a officer who just recently promoted because all of the other officers died very quickly, and who is Lieutenant Bright, and has to carry these civilians as they go to Earth, and then they get to Earth, and now they have to participate in this war because he's now drafted in the military. And that's like the A plot. But then there's a B plot, and the main B plot deals with the main antagonist that Amuro faced, which is Char Aznavour, which is also known as the Red Comet. He is such a Chad that he starts his own archetype.
He's also a trustworthy friend.
Yes, a trustworthy friend, and I heard that he killed. He had 16 abs.
Something about this guy's really phony to me.
What are you talking about? No. Char Aznavour's a great man. Don't worry.
Yeah. But essentially, Char Aznavour is actually not his real name. He was the son of a very powerful person within Zeon, who wanted to take Zeon in the direction of peace, and essentially the zombies poisoned him and purposely misconstrues his message so that the zombies can take over and thus begin their war on Earth. And as revenge, Char is taking out every zombie. He's on a revenge quest. But also he has to deal with the fact that he is chasing the Gundam because he's assigned to take down this one object, which is the White Base in the Gundam. But he also finds out that one of the crew members is his sister,
Sayla
or Artesia. So that's like the main overarching plot. There is a lot of so within this plot, as you can tell, this is not really a story that is defending Earth from like an alien invasion. It's a war story, and thus the way the robots are used is very different. These robots, these giant mecha, there's a lot more giant mecha, and they're all piloted, and thus they are a lot more destructible, and there's like a more given sense of realism, and like how they don't have weapons inside their robotic bodies, like they can't shoot their arms out as a rocket fist, or they shoot with laser eyes. They have to carry guns that are purposely made to take out other mobile suits, and they have to use shields. They have to use lightsabers for their swords.
God, there's so many bots I have to ban. Christ. My chat is just being filled with Genghis Khan has banned this person because these just... God, how many fucking bots followed me?
Completely off topic, but I just learned this. Elon Musk and his girlfriend are breaking up after 3 years together. So who's getting custody of Syntax Error? I am not saying his name.
You know that kid's getting bullied.
Yeah.
Could we just... Okay.
I'm
So,
sorry.
yeah, and this is, it's a show that, I have heard the criticism that this show does not hold up. Well...
Really?
This has, like, it shows its age, and I have no understanding on that criticism. I just heard it from my best friend, but he doesn't even understand it too. Like, the only thing that ages the animation. Like, you could tell that it's from an earlier time.
Yeah.
But in terms of storytelling, in a major thing for me is consistency.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where you never feel like the writer doesn't know what he's doing. And you get the information that you need to understand the moments that goes on in each episode. And the writer manages to make it so that each episode is its own story within the larger narrative, but also builds up to bigger moments with bigger gut punches.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Ninjato, I hate to interrupt you again, but I also found this one thing out too. Today is Mark Hamill's 70th birthday.
oh,
Yeah.
Oh, happy birthday, Mark Hamill.
So for Green's 69th birthday, if he were still alive, and the 77th birthday of Michael Douglas, and his wife turns 45, I believe, today.
Wow. Is Michael Douglas gonna?
I'm married to Catherine Zeta-Jones. Will you sleep with me? I love that line so much.
So is Michael Douglas gonna go crazy? Like it falling down? Sorry, continue, Ninjato.
okay. Anything else, Nick? Any other random facts?
Nothing at the moment. I'll keep you posted.
There's a lot of bots I have to ban, so that's fun.
Yeah. This is I think, one of the best shows that Meta has to offer. If you don't know where to start with Gundam and understand what mecha can do, this show is that.
Hmm.
And it's also very simple. It's not that hard. It's not like you need to. I'm just trying to think about like other shows like Eva, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a great show, but there is some stuff that is not it's not simple to watch. Especially by the final set of episodes.
End of Eva.
Well, it's not just End of Eva. It's just that it goes more and more into this, more examining the characters,
Right.
and showing up their flaws more and more and more, which is why the show is great. But it's not that simple, and it's.
Though you know what can be interesting though is, you could make the point that Amuro is the set up the archetype for the type of character Shinji would be.
Oh yeah, like Amuro is the archetypical stereotype that people think of when they think of like giant mecha, where like a high schooler goes into a giant robot.
Yeah.
And it actually explores that about how he changes like drastically. And that makes him like out of all one of the more interesting Gundam protagonists that I have seen so far. in, or not even Gundam protagonists, mecha protagonists. Because there's some protagonists that are like simple, but they don't really change a lot. But man, Amuro changed throughout the show, and then when you see later on with like, he changes a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's such a great show. Is there any like flaws with it? Yeah, you could probably nitpick flaws with it, and there are some plot lines that annoying. Kai, I hate you, Kai. And well, like seriously, okay. So one of my major flaws, okay, is that Amuro Ray steals the Gundam at one point to fight Zeon by himself because he doesn't want to bring the white base into it anymore because he was mad at Bright and Bright was mad at him, a whole bunch of stuff. Because Bright did not embrace his role as Amuro's daddy.
And Amuro's kind of being a little spoiled brat.
Yeah, and being kind of covetous of.
It's my Gundam. Well, technically, Amuro, it's military property, so
yeah.
you just committed a war crime.
Yeah, so he gets thrown in the brig for a couple episodes. Fair. Kai and Hayato steals military vehicles, same crime, with less vehicles, and purposely tried to desert.
Yeah.
Straight up desert, and then they get back. They didn't get thrown in the brig. And then Kai brings in a spy at one point. And his simping cost that spy her life.
Well, Kai is just...
Yeah, and does he get in trouble? No!
I don't... I need everyone to keep note of my phrasing. I don't dislike Kai.
Kai is a character... Like, Kai is a character that you're supposed to think he's a prick. And
yeah.
He's a cynical... because he is a cynical jackass. And the entire point of Kai's character arc is that he realizes that there are things in this life that mean something to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
it's just
he realized that bye-bye, girl in the Atlantic Ocean.
After like the spy dies, you can tell he's a lot less of a jackass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's all we get because there's not really much of a focus, like a scene that focuses on him after that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
It's like I can see what they're trying to attempt, but I feel like it's not. They didn't hit the mark.
Well, that's with a lot of.
They didn't make. It's enough for me to not hate him, but not enough for me to say he's the one of the better characters in the show.
Oh no! Like okay, so for a quick top 5 in my head, I would actually. Okay, so Amuro is number 1, Char's number 2, Bright is number 3, Sayla is like number 4, and Lieutenant Slager is number 5. I love what they did with Lieutenant Slager. So it's so surprising that they had a new character come in the middle of the show, who's supposed to come up with this smarmy, this guy who's purposely rubbing against everyone with his rescue charm. And I loved him every second he was on screen. And then when he died,
yeah, that was...
It was like a disappointment. I wasn't like, I am sad. It's just like, oh, darn it.
Yeah, it's not like, oh no, he's gone. It's like, really? He's gone? I want to see more.
I wanted to see him. He was such a cool character.
He like this guy who, he's written so, he's supposed to come off as like kind of again, kind of like a jackass. But then,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, he's actually pretty cool.
Yeah. It seems like everyone's expecting that he's a jerk, gonna be like a total jerk, like a terrible character, because I love it how Tamino wrote him in such a way as that even the white base crews is like kind of weary about this new guy just walking in, and he's technically outranks their commanding officer.
Mm-hmm.
And he seems like such a slap, and he's so laid back in there, and then they realize, oh, he's actually quite cool. Like he's like this really needed presence. He's like a Kai but better.
Oh, I could turn on slow mode for the chat. That's gonna help. Okay, so there's gonna be. So the
I guess if we're all doing top 5s, number 5 for me is Rumble Roll.
Oh, I didn't even count like Xeon character. Oh, darn it!
Well, you count Char, so like.
I forgot about Rumble. He was a great character too.
Yeah, Rumble Roll is awesome.
Dozen Zabi.
My number 4, Char.
Yeah. Oh, he's number 4.
Number 3, Sayla.
Oh, okay.
Number 2, Amuro.
Who's number 1?
Lieutenant Bright.
Oh, okay,
Bright
yeah.
Slab.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, I think our top 5s are pretty much the same. It's just the orders are different.
I don't have what is it? I don't have an exact order for a top 5. It's just a top 5. It's no particular order. It's just Amuro, Char, Bright, Rambaral, and she didn't get much appearance, but when she was on stream, I liked Sayla. I kind of wish they expanded a bit more on her and Char, though apparently that's expanded in not so well received movie apparently, or something like that. Am I correct? Not or
What movie?
I think he's talking about the Origins, the other series.
The Origins. Okay, so a quick tangent on the Origins. The Origins was the origin thing is it was created by I forget his name, Yoshikazu. He was the character designer for the original series, and he helped Tamino with a lot of the groundworks with creating Gundam. So a lot of the Origins is his reimagining of the original Mobile Suit Gundam.
Mm-hmm.
So he kind of makes a lot of character motivations the way he sees it. So that's why, for instance, Dozel is a lot more pumped for Operation Britain happening, when in the original series he described it as being despicable because a lot of innocent lives were we're going to be killed by this action. So it's like at one point it is an interesting reimagining, but if you like the characters that were in the original Gundam, they kind of don't share the same personality they do in the Origin.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, and it's like, and one of the major things actually that Gundam had did that I don't think a lot of super robots before then really do is that they made each of the bad guy minions. A lot of them were sympathetic in some way.
Yeah.
And when Amuro ends up directly or indirectly taking them out, you feel sad.
Yeah.
And they had to go. Like Rumble Raul, for example, and like the way his wife died afterwards, the next episode. Even Lieutenant Garma, like, what did Garma do technically other than being a zombie? Like in the original show, well, he did train monkeys to go out into space.
Well,
pilot mobile suits.
yeah, but that doesn't happen until we don't learn that till much later in Crossbone.
Go right ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I also like part of it also is that they have exposition parts that treat it as if it's a history too, that explains like, oh, like during like here are like the general movements that were going on with in terms of general tactics and strategies that both Zeon and the Federations are doing. And then you get to it, and it helps set up what Amuro's role is and how Amuro is like the main reason why the final battle went the way it did.
Yeah.
And so while it showcases that our heroes that we're following are part of a larger movement.
Oh, Ninjaro's mic disconnected again. Hold on. Give it a sec. Yeah.
Yeah, Mike. It helped. The show manages to showcase that while the crew of the White Base and Amuro are one piece of a larger game that's being played by the Federation, their moves in the episodes and the story mattered.
Mm-hmm.
Like each of their encounters, and then the universe starts getting expanded with the introduction of new types near the end of the show. That becomes a major question that delves deep into the rivalry between Char and Amuro, and which then will lead into, because the series did continue. Was it like due to toy sales?
Mobile Suit Gundam was not popular when it first aired, mainly because a new idea tends to scare a lot of people, because they don't know really how to classify a show in a genre typically marketed towards children that's fun, bashful, they're like good old-fashioned superhero fun.
Yeah, like the original, the OP for the show is in this like happy tone. Even though you would think that yeah, which really it should have been. The song intro song should have been more fitting with Star Blazers. Like this, like we're off to outer space. Yeah, like this more like heroic, like this more militaristic song, like more like a Navy song, as opposed to like this happy song. But that's besides the point. It's, as you point out, not that. Yeah.
Have its fans when it was airing, because of a very interesting ad campaign that Tamino tried to do through an otaku newspaper magazine. So he tried to promote. And so when the show was kind of when it was first starting to show signs that it was going to get canceled, the fans chipped in to buy the one toy that Tamino had to produce in order to get the show's funding back, and that was the fucking ugly G armor.
It's a G.
Oh, that's the only toy they made. They made the plane the only toy.
Wait. Okay, so when did they start producing model kits?
That came after the show ended. Originally, they had a toy deal going on with. They had a toy deal going on with a company. I think it was called Lotus. They were gonna make standard action figures of the toys. That's in comes Sunrise, asking Tomino who originally wanted the entire mobile suit to be black, because that's how a military would have designed its mobile suit. We needed to look compelling, for children, because Sunrise didn't really know what he was doing. They just thought he was making another, robot show.
Yeah.
To be fair though, Sunrise was kind of right. So.
Yeah, and the blue, red, and yellow with the white arms and legs is like the best design, and
it's primary.
That's why
you're my new neighbor. You just
and
moving?
that's why when you paint it all white, it's stupid.
Oh, you're gonna complain about the unicorn again? I swear.
No, I was just making a jab at it.
Matchstick has followed. How you doing, Matchstick?
Yeah,
what do you call it? So the toy, it didn't have toys during its initial run. The toys came afterward, which the second big bad, Bandai, picked up the toy rights to Mobile Suit Gundam, in which they try to imagine sort of their brilliant idea of making toys for Gundam, because when they were making toys for Gundam, I'm sorry for repeating Gundam a lot.
Man, that's a lot of Gundams for a statement about Gundam.
Tomino got his second chance, and he was going to release the theatrical version of the show into movies, into theaters. So Bandai decided, if these things are treated like military vehicles, why not treat them how military vehicles are like, as toys? So they devised the idea of the model kit after, say, a tank or a plane.
Okay, that's actually clever.
Yeah. And a booming business came afterwards, with the premium prices sometimes being ridiculous. I'm not paying an extra, like, what, $30 for a repaint of a Messer P. Bandai?
You'll do it because we like money.
Oh, wait,
I hate you, P.
So
Bandai.
hey, Uncle Alfred.
Okay, Uncle Alfred, what are you doing here?
Promoting sales.
Wait, you work for Bandai, gay Uncle Alfred?
I work for all Asian company.
Does that include
My new Honda Civic.
Does that include the Lego company? Hey, Uncle Alfred.
Let's do this.
Then why are you wearing shirt Bionic, Uncle Alfred?
That's Nick. I am gay Uncle Alfred, dumbass.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So. Okay, but that's actually clever with the model kits.
Yeah, and
so because of that led to the completion of the show.
The show was technically not complete, because the ending you guys saw was actually a cliffhanger because it was canceled.
That was a cliffhanger?
that was a cliffhanger.
Yes. That was, the show was supposed to continue past 50 episodes.
That did not feel like a cliffhanger, though. That felt.
Yeah,
that was a very satisfactory ending. That did not feel like a cliffhanger.
Yeah, that's surprising. I know that Tomino was, like, you told me that Tomino was originally gonna kill off Armoro, And so I thought like the ending that we got was the edited version that Amuro was just gonna die on that fortress and sacrificing himself to save the crew by using his new type powers. But wait, that's the cliffhanger.
Yeah, that did not feel like a cliffhanger.
So it's like, yes, Tamino wanted to kill Amuro. Sunrise told him no.
For obvious reasons. Because...
so he did in the novel. Amuro sacrificed himself heroically to save the day, in which Char, being so emboldened by this, being so emboldened that a new type sacrificed himself for the greater good of humanity, he turned to the he did a face turn, and he helped the white base crew destroy a Balaku and help them to safety.
Oh.
Okay.
Very clever. Okay, well, I don't know about clever, but that's interesting. Interesting.
That is
fascinating. That's more of a proper term. That's very fascinating.
Want to just move forward?
So what do you call it? Tamino, throughout the years, he kind of regretted doing that because he just over the years he kind of grew to love Amuro as a character.
Huh.
Because
so basically he thanks Sunrise for saving him.
Begrudgingly, yes.
Like, look, listen, Sunrise. Listen, Sunrise. You may have screwed me over plenty of times, but
I can give you.
Thank you.
I can give you. Look, Sunrise. I could give you a laundry list of all the things you screwed up. F91, the movie trilogy, Victory Gundam, having me team up with Hayao Miyazaki.
But but just this one, Sunrise. I applaud you. Sunrise like, good. Now go make Char's counterattack. Why?
No, wait, no. Okay, good. Can you do another Gundam show for us? Requisita. Spanish word with RG.
Requisition?
Yeah, but no, it's like requisitiona or something.
Requisitiona?
Requisition me a beat. I love that. I love that line from Futurama.
All right. I highly recommend the show. And all of the robot designs are mostly cool.
Yeah,
mostly cool. Neon Zeon is a little bit silly. It looks a little bit like
the gym. I agree with Mike on this. The original anime doesn't really do the gym or GM's design justice. It's the head. Something about the head. It looks a little goofy. But then
I'm talking about the Neo Zeon.
Well, I'm talking about just the mobile suits. Well, Neo Zeon, that's Unicorn.
Oh, the one that
Char piloted the Zeon.
He just piloted it was just normal Zeon, and then full frontal piloted the Neo Zeon, which is even more ridiculous.
They just added legs.
No.
Like
remember the Neo Zeon is the big mobile armor that combines with Sinanju.
Oh my goodness. Okay, whatever. It's stupid looking. But and like the Big Sam is charming. But
Big
it does
Sam is. What are you talking? The Big Sam is beautiful, Ninjato. Look at those legs.
It looks like a walnut with legs. Okay. Hey.
I will not tolerate slander against the Big Zam. Okay, my favorite mobile suit from Gundam Seed so far has the one that has the Big Zam as a backpack. No, I hate that.
Yeah. Well, the Big Zam is better than most of these suits from
Seed.
And Unicorn. It's better than a Unicorn.
I don't know. The Unicorn gave us the Gustav Karl. So.
No, I'm saying it's better than the Unicorn Gundam.
Oh, there you go again with the Unicorn Gundam. Okay, look. At least we can agree the Banshee is better.
Oh yeah, it's way better. It's way better. It makes more sense with its card scheme.
Actually, the Banshee is all black. So in a sense,
yeah.
Tomino got his wish, even though he didn't work on Unicorn.
Yeah, and like the only thing that would make it exposed is the yellow, which is the, but like compared to like, okay, I need to rant about the Unicorn Gundam.
No. We don't need to rant. We got to move on. We're like an hour and a half through the show, so.
All right.
Okay, Ray says, hell yeah, love the Banshee. Yeah, the Banshee's great. No body shaming the Big Sam. You heard the man, Ninjano. SUD's replying, Chelsea, she should watch Seed instead. No. Well, we already are watching it.
We're watching it. We're watching it because we're masochists and we want to say we're true Gundam fans, and true Gundam fans has to suffer through Seed, unfortunately.
Ray says...
You know what, Ninjano? I just finished my torture, you're still stuck with yours.
Wait, we're starting ours, okay? We're doing it at least three a week.
Ray says, don't watch Victory Gundam. Well, we'll see about that.
At least Victory Gundam is gonna be fun to sing. Alright. Boom, boom, boom. Boom.
And then Chelsea and Ray are reacting to the ending of Gundam, and then there's Matchstick. Ray says, hey, war crimes are catchy. Yes, they are, especially with a catchy tune. Moe hagare, moe hagare, moe hagare, Gundamu. That's a...
Speaking of war crimes... Hey, Chenga, speaking of war crimes, want to move on to the next... sequel?
Let me just catch up real quick on the chat. Chelsea's Zeon's in Gundam Wing. Ray sister called Oz. Well, Oz is... They're the stand-in for Zeon, but I wouldn't really compare them to Zeon.
Yeah, the only thing that's similar is that both militaries have aristocratic backing.
Right, but Oz... Zeon. Well, okay, so the big difference is Oz is treated more like the Illuminati in Gundam Wing. Like,
yeah, and also it has Trace.
Yeah, that's true. Trey's showing Wu Fei what a bitch he is.
Yeah, or him going up to those mobile dolls and like.
It's like, oh, cool, these mobile dolls. Yeah, they don't need pilots, so they're much faster. Beats them. What the hell? Yeah, fuck you guys. Like, oh yeah. Shit, Trey, you awesome.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, by the way, guys, you can assassinate this guy, right?
Yeah.
Now. As opposed to the zombies, like, oh my goodness, the zombies are incompetent when it comes to assassinating.
Chelsea says there was a Hello Kitty and Gundam with Amuro. Oh, you're talking about that crossover promotion. Yeah, that was the thing.
Yeah, but it's...
Ray says, Chat Trey's Virgin Wufei. Yeah.
Wufei
sure. Wufei's the worst of the pilots. Oh god. You are weak! Loses a fight. I'm not worthy to pilot a Gundam. My god, Wufei. You're like if Dinobot was a virgin. And Dinobot can't even reproduce that way because he's Cybertronian.
Now I want to
Again. No, I fuck.
It's what is it? What was that picture sent? Was like Dirk Dinobot or you know the one? What's it called? What's it called?
You got it. That's the name.
It's Dirk Dinobot. Oh god. Okay. So.
Oh, that's fucking awesome. I wasn't even thinking of it.
All right. So let's move on. So let's move on to our next topic. We're not done with Gundam yet. We're not
Serena,
we're not done.
Gundam talk.
I'm pretty sure Serena's left us by now. Which, oh well.
Yeah.
Oh, Serena, it's your fault for being uncultured. But so we're not done with Gundam yet. So Not is going to be talking about the sequel.
Yes.
So, where we last left off, the show was saved by toy sales.
And
Sure,
now,
yes, the choice.
yeah, and and then I was just gonna say, and now we return with autism,
And war crimes.
autistic war crimes committed by an autistic kid.
Because somebody said his name was a girl's name, which it is.
Well, Ninjato, now you're asking for the autistic kid to kick your ass.
I want to see him try.
You want to see him try?
So, okay. The premise. So, Mobile Suit Zeta Gundam. The premise is that it takes place 7 years after the end of the 1 Year War. In response to the horrors committed during that war, the Earth Federation decided to create a anti-Xeon task force dubbed the Titan. A high level, a high level position in which elite Federation pilots are given free rein to squander any sort of anti-Earth behavior that may result into terrorist action. They're very good people if you live on Earth.
If you live on Earth.
Because they are a fascist militaristic group that preys upon and oppresses the space noids, or as I like to call it, the Earth Federation's favorite pastime.
Yeah, it's always oh yeah, I need the things I missed with the original Mobile Suit. It also starts with the constant themes of you realize with the Universal Century. The Federation is always crappy. Adults suck. And
Yes.
is obsessed with Earth
The
and always wants to destroy it somehow.
look, the Federation are a bunch of assholes that are willing to cross lines. That said, they didn't cross the line Xeon did, where they're like, hey, let's just destroy Australia while people are living on it.
Oh, and also it just starts the trend of any Space Noid empire always ends up wanting to destroy Earth.
Chelsea says, "Are we really sure he has autism?" Yes. I asked that exact same question to Nod, and Nod told me there is a line where Camille straight up says he's autistic.
So what do you call it? So Titans, they going around colonies, suppressing any form of terrorist action that they see, i.e., if they're protesting the fascist regime of the Titans, pumping in some of that sweet, delicious neurotoxin.
Of course, it's gassing colonies.
The Titans.
Don't you look at me! Don't you fucking look at me!
Continue now.
So our story officially starts in I believe it's referred to as Side 6, or its official name is Green Noah 2, where we follow the son of two mobile suit developers. The son of two mobile suit designers, Camille Bidan. A boy who's very autistic.
What is he autistic enough for predators to come after him?
Yes.
No, I'm still not bitter over that. Change to the canon.
Well, look, Xenodick. If the autistic kid becomes a new type, then I'm pretty sure the answer is yes.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that until now.
Yeah. He is a new type. You
just fucking proved that movie right.
Now I want to see an image of the Predator driving a mecha to fight the mobile suit Zeta Gundam.
Oh my god.
So, like Camille, who's very self-conscious about his own name, decides to do a lot of manly activities, such as being, I believe it said he was an orange belt in karate. He's very prolific mechanic, because as a child he used to race a lot. As a child he used to build petite mobile suits, which are just like those bot fights. But children can get in them and fight each other that way. Which never gets explored outside of the manga. I want to see an entire scene where children fight each other in tiny pod-shaped mobile suits. So, he's a prolific pilot. He's a very good mechanic because his parents are they work for the Earth Federation designing mobile suits for them. So in one fateful day, when he decided he wanted to he skipped his karate practice because he wanted to go get his autograph signed by the legendary hero Captain Bright. He gets to witness the cruelty of the Titans firsthand when they decided to remind him that he has a girl's name.
Really? That's the start of the series. It's not like that was the start of the series. Is literally Jared being an idiot.
Jared is an elitist asshole who believes that he should be the one controlling everyone. And the fun thing about Jared is no matter how much times he fails, he gets a promotion and a new mobile suit.
Oh my god.
You know what, granted, if Starscream had a girl's date, I'd make fun of him too.
Camille socks him one, which is a repeated trope throughout all of Zeta, that Camille is physically more stronger than Jared is.
Jared can't beat a teenager.
Well, no, Jared can't beat a teenager. He just can't face the fact that Camille is just focusing his sheer autism into a punch.
So Camille Camille gets dragged into prison for suspectively being a sympathizer to anti-Earth activity. A good old friend comes by, someone who is very not Char Asimov.
Yes. Yes, he is not Char Asimov, but he did hear that Char was a great man.
Great man. Yeah.
Well, of course, Char is a great man. Why would he not be?
So, he along with two other pilots piloting very suspiciously familiar mobile suits. Decide to, well, like they are planning on trying to take the prototype Gundam Mark II to study it and use its quote unquote frame, movable frame, to help along to their big project. So while Char is breaking in, Camille managed to break out of jail because Jared is a shit pilot. Jared smashes the Gundam Mark II on the side of the jail.
And at that moment, Camille looked at Jared, and he said, "I will commit war crimes against you, fucker."
Alright, and this is the story of a beautiful relationship. Loving and hating.
A beautiful relationship between two men who just so passionately love each other that they're willing to commit war crimes against each other.
And kill each other's loved ones.
The hive gods before the hive gods.
So Camille, having enough of the Titans, fucking waving their dicks around, decides to steal a Gundam Mark II. That's when
and wave his own dick.
He helps the rebels. He helps the very rebels that he was suspected of being part of.
Thank you, Camille. You just confirmed their bias.
And with that, a generally great friendship was born between a man claiming not to be Char Asimov and his autistic little boy.
Absolutely not end poorly at all.
Man,
It doesn't end poorly.
No. There's, man. Come on. If anything happened to totally not Char's autistic little boy, I don't know. He may commit a counterattack.
And what he's gonna do for his counterattack? Drop an asteroid?
No, that would be ridiculous.
Nah, he would just go with the colony laser.
So Zeta's Melissa's Gundam Zeta was originally meant to be part of the original show. It was Tomino's 3-step plan into having Char go through this extended character arc, in which he's evil at first, he becomes good, and then he just becomes evil again. Until after the show got canceled,
it's Anua's character arc, but reverse, where he's evil, then comes good, and then no wait, that's actually pretty accurate to Char normally. Never mind.
Oh no!
Bionicle fans just pop in. What the fuck are you? That's not Anua. Oh, Bionicle
Anua
fans.
is much different.
You have no idea what we have done to your precious Taraga.
Zeta Gundam Zeta Gundam started was breathed new life into it after the success of the movies, of the theatrical compilation films, and of course the toys, because those toys sell like hotcakes. Zeta Tomino had to rewrite a lot of Zeta in order to make it its own show. And so here's kind of a bomb I can kind of drop early on. There are two shows that Tomino, if you ever ask him, the two Gundam shows, if you ever ask him, I don't think despise would be the right word, but feels really disappointed. The first one is Zeta, and the second one is Victory.
Thanks, Sunrise.
Wait. So Zeta, one of the most beloved Gundam series.
Yes.
Tomino hates.
Tomino doesn't like.
He doesn't hate it. He just doesn't like it with a burning passion.
With a Tomino passion.
He's more disappointed in Zeta than an Asian parent in their child.
So much so that in the Blu-ray release, the Japanese Blu-ray releases for both Zeta and Victory, he would write in the dust jackets that the show that they're about to see is not one he is proud of, and that he says you take the show as you would like to view it. And the reason for this is because immediately Zeta was like, Tomino wrote the script, much of the script for Zeta, at a point in his life where he was kind of feeling frustrated because Gundam, his passion project, the one thing he wanted to succeed, originally didn't, and so it created sort of this kind of passive rage in him, where you poured your life and soul into this project and no one really wants to see it.
My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined.
He is ruined. So he rewrote a lot of Zeta with and to quote him, the idea of hey kid, you want to see a Gundam show? I'll show you a Gundam show. So
oh no! So that's why he decided, hey, you know what? What's up above the colony down Earth? Let's just gas it.
So I said this before, but so Tomino wrote Zeta out of spite.
Tomino wrote Zeta out of spite, which is the best motivator of writing anything. So,
I think it's the greatest motivator in anything. Not just writing.
Spite is a great motivator. Don't you agree, Starscream? Oh, you have no idea how much I agree with that statement, Megatron. Of course you do. Now get ready for your annual beating. Yes, Megatron.
Zeta is a lot. I think even nowadays, Zeta is a very, very depressing tale. Where kind of Tomino takes the time to try to elaborate a lot more of ideas that he did in Gundam, but are a lot more for full force here. Such as
Hold on, I just thought of a funny joke.
What you laughing about?
Going back to Spite really quick.
Okay.
Oh, Optimus Prime is so great because he gives money to the homeless. So what? I have sex with the homeless.
Alright, continue.
Okay, continue now.
Alright, he elaborates on a lot of ideas. The idea that there really isn't, there, like, when it comes to war, there's really not a a good side as so much as they're good people on both sides. And they have to tragically die in a war that they may not believe in because adults are shit and they lie to you. And of course he explores the idea of hey, excuse me.
You okay?
Sorry. Yeah, dry throat. So he explores the ideas of fascism done better than the 50-year-old man does fascism better than a 20-year-old sock just college student who knew. He explores kind of the idea of tyrannical rule and fascism, which kind of makes Zeta a bit more closer to Star Wars, in that the good guy, the relative good guys in this case, the AU, are a lot more of a rebel organization being funded by a few colonies, but they're completely outmatched against the might of the Titans and by extension the Earth Federation. And generally, the show is kind of takes on that depressing tone that of at first you feel at odds with yourself, and that you may not there may not be a hope to try to squash something as big as a tyrannical government, but it's something that rises over time, realizes, yeah, we can do this. Yeah, I can take down this guy right here. Sure.
And then everyone dies.
I'll get to that. And one of the things, and so of course, like I said before, the 3-step plan, the Tomado's 3-step plan with Char. Zeta has Char being a lot less of his masked villain persona. It kind of exhibits a lot more of a warmer, kinder side, as he not like, as for the main pilot of the series, the main protagonist of the series, Camille, he's not trying to face him off as a rival as he did with Amuro, as he does take Camille under his wing, and it's one of the most pivotal parts of the show, in which Char through this little autistic boy's eyes, kind of demonstrates that he had. I'm milking the autism.
Of course.
As Char kind of demonstrates that there is something, there is a human, there's something human behind the cold stare of a killer, and that is one of the main anchor points of Zeta Gundam, is their mentor-student relationship. As they try to fight a war, and just to say, Zeta Gundam, after spending sort of these past few months watching through a lot of Gundam, Zeta has, if it's not my favorite Gundam, it's up there as being one of my favorite Gundams, because I think the way it kind of handles its a lot more depressing themes is better than any other show I've seen done with it, because it acknowledges, because in its typical Tamino way, it acknowledges that in reality things are not as clear cut as it seems, and sometimes you will lose a battle, but if you keep doing it, and you keep doing it, and you do it right, and you don't manage to fuck it up, then it works. It
So basically, don't be Orga. If you're not Orga,
Well,
it just works.
well, Orga's biggest problem was no one bothered to say, Orga, this is stupid. Oh wait, no, actually no. Biscuit plenty of times told Orga, no, this is stupid, and Orga's like, we're doing it anyways, and Biscuit, instead of saying no, is like, okay, fine. And then he died.
Okay, Orga, do whatever you want. Okay.
I give up on you, Orga. And then Biscuit dies. Oh no! Who could have seen that coming? It's the consequences of your actions, Orga.
well, we're all gonna ignore it.
Mikazuki is just going to punish someone else. Don't worry.
And we're just gonna kill people. Like, we're just gonna kill people. That won't end poorly.
I haven't gotten that far in IBO yet. All I know is I got to the part where Biscuit bites it. Wow! If it isn't the consequences of my actions facing me.
So yeah, it's like that is what I enjoy Zeta immensely for. I think, strangely, despite its ending, in which yes, this is a show in which the moniker of Kill 'Em All Tamino does fit, because in the end everyone does die.
Except Char.
Except Char.
No, he died. He died there.
On
What?
the inside.
On the inside,
on the inside. That's my. He ends up going to decide, hey.
Char's like, well, shit, my favorite autistic boys. He's not doing so well.
So it's like, really quick, I guess, just the spoil a 40-plus-year-old show for you. Well, slightly spoil it. Char wasn't as good of a new type as he was until that moment, because of how much he grew fond of being Camille's surrogate big brother. He kind of grew stronger and stronger at being a new type. And so he was able to do a lot of fascinating things because Camille lent him some. Of course, Camille just boosted up his power levels, as it were. And so, at the end of Zeta, when it was presumed that Char was killed by, Haman-sama.
Wait, what? Haman is introduced this early?
Yes, she gets introduced during the latter half of Zeta because she's the one running Axis.
Oh, Haman needs to open up an OnlyFans account so that she can be happy.
Doesn't Double Zeta take place immediately after the last episode of Zeta?
Yes. Immediately after the Grips conflict, Neo Zeon rises in power because the Titans and most of the AU wiped each other out, which irony. The Titans helped the Xeon go, help the Xeon rise back into power. Who saw that coming?
Yeah, and I bet let me guess, Neo Xeon had a Earth-destroying weapon again.
Yes.
Of course. What was it this time?
Well, first they just threatened the they threatened the Earth Federation Assembly in Kadar.
Mm-hmm.
With another colony.
Well, of course, that seems standard affair. Just seems standard affair. It's like you listen to us or we'll colony.
And over.
It's like, listen, do you want Australia to happen again? But you did us a favor! Well, do you want us to do it to a country that's not Australia? No.
Oh.
Too bad you're getting giant ass spiders anyway.
SGD, I love you, but your country's a hellhole.
Thanks, I love you, but your country uses terrible measurement systems.
No, ours is superior.
Now
Yours is
listen,
superior.
listen here, SGD.
Indeed.
Fuck, that's
Very
true.
much, Ninjato. Hey, no, Changus! Do not cave in! We only have 2 people on your side!
No, but fuck, it's true. The metric system is better.
How?
You are not a real American.
Because it's multiples of 10. It's easier to remember and convert.
So it's not British.
American.
So go back to Zeta. We can talk about Zeta at a time. Char had the deepest link with Camille, kind of like how Amuro did with Lila.
Mm.
Oh,
No, Ninjato, not that deep. Okay, Char's
No,
Char's not like that.
Just,
Char hasn't as many things. He is not like that.
no, I'm just saying it's like, oh, so that's how painful it was. Well, at least Char didn't directly cause Camille to become a potato.
It's like it just is like this doesn't happen in the show, but in many of the supplemental materials, such as the video games and some audio dramas, kind of describe the idea that Char managed to get out of the wreckage of the Hyakushiki, and he scanned the entire battlefield as he witnessed how many of his friends perished. His friends and family, because he considered the AU his family, perished right before his eyes in this struggle to stop the Titans from trying to threaten Earth with a giant space laser.
Mm-hmm.
He
Way to
finds...
bite the hands that feed you, Titans.
Well, that happened because Char took his rightful place as commander-in-chief of the AU, and told the entire Earth Assembly, the Titans are fascist assholes who gas colonies. You can't ignore this anymore. They're like, oh yeah, that's right, and the Titans went rogue.
The Federation's like, hey. Federation, the Titans are fascists. Federation, fuck, that's true.
Yeah, man, I wish it was that easy with Oz.
Well, Oz is the Illuminati.
Hello, you're my new neighbor. You just moving?
Oh god damn it, the bot is back. Fuck.
Oh no!
So this is like
Fuck off, bot.
So upon
No one
Oh,
cares
he-
about your robot fan fiction. Robots are stupid and dumb. Shut up!
so Char, he finds Camille, but something about Camille is very wrong, very wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And then he figured out why that is. It's because Shiroko is a fucking dumbass, is fucking sore loser, dumbass, male feminist who couldn't stand to be beaten by a child.
Oh, hello. You're my new neighbor. You just moving?
So Char had to witness the boy who grew close, his friend become a potato, and that's what started his counterattack.
His conclusion with all of this, you know what? We should have humanity permanently in space. That'll solve everything.
Because I really don't want to get too much into Char's counterattack because I think that should be another episode. But the reason why he wants to send everyone in space is because he believes that if everyone is into space, then it's a inverse of Syndrome's sort of philosophy. If everyone's new type, then no one is an old type.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's new type, we wouldn't just start pointless wars for no fucking reason.
If everyone's in space, no one's in space.
Starscream, probably.
Yeah,
Starscream,
Char. Think about something else. Think about this thing called human nature. Don't you know that we just start wars over the most stupidest thing?
Especially if it's over a woman.
Yes.
Like, do you, Char? Read a history book. Do you know how many wars have been waged? How many people have lost their lives
hello. You're my new neighbor.
fighting over
you just
women?
moving?
Shut the fuck up, bot! Oh my god, I swear.
Oh, hello. You're my new neighbor.
The
you
bots
just
give
moving?
you a reply.
Oh my god, this is absolutely infuriating.
Bots.
The worst part is this is actually a real thing at Twitch. There's no feature where I can report. So you can report people, but there's nothing where I could say, "Hey, this guy's a bot. Get rid of him." It's just, oh, this guy exists. Why? Well, he's a bot. That's not good enough. Well, what is then? Is he doing something naughty in your chat? He's a bot. What do you mean? Is he doing something? Oh no.
He's the bot is trying to spread Earthnoid independence in our chat. We're trying to squash that discussion.
No, I'm supportive of Earthnoid independence.
Oh yeah, I meant Space Noid independence.
Look at all these accounts. This bot, Christ. Oh, this is.
So
I gotta see if there's like an add-on to Twitch. I could get like a third-party add-on that just blocks bots. Cause this is irritating.
To finish this off, finally, I believe if you become a fan of Mobile Suit Zeta, if you became a fan of Gundam in general, I recommend highly that you watch Zeta. It is a show that not only refines what Gundam is as a franchise, but it's just a damn good story in general.
Hmm. Alright. I'm going to Okay, you guys are gonna have to continue the conversation a little more. I need to just ban all these bots independently, because the Twitch ban system is kind of stupid. Just...
Don't you have SDG as a moderator?
Yeah, but the bot's not in the chat. The bot is just keep creating accounts and following me, and I don't want that. Fuck, goddamn bots. I guess.
You know it's just gonna be all day, right?
I'll see if I can like. I'll take care of it then later.
Yeah.
Alright. Let's check the chat real quick. Chelsea says chart deep. Alright. Then they're celebrating SGD's return to life after being muted for a while. Chelsea and Ray are now watching Gundam Wing. Good.
Watching what?
They're continuing watching Gundam Wing.
Nice.
Yeah. Ray says it's interesting seeing Chart go mask off, and others upon there live with it. And then Chelsea says, "Yes, Steelneck got my gutter humor." Just talk about a sex joke. Oh god damn it, Steelneck. And then and they're saying that the Titan, and both Ray and Chelsea are saying that the Titans are the bad German people, because we can't say the N-word, not that N-word, the other N-word, because oh no, that the bad German people is a naughty word.
Okay, Mike 6.
Brown skirts.
Oh, so Optimus Prime thinks he's so great because he gives money to the homeless. So what? I have sex with the homeless.
Okay. All right. So I'll figure out how to get rid of these bots later. So in the meantime, so now we can move to my topic. Yes, that's right. So now it's not Gundam.
Unfortunately, I have to go to bed.
All right. All right, that's fair.
Have a good night, guys.
Have a good night, Anjado. Okay, so we're gonna. So it's not really mecha, but you could argue maybe it is. We're talking Transformers. Yeah, we're talking Transformers. Cause it's Transformers. Who doesn't love Transformers? Specifically, I am talking about the Beast Wars comic, the new Beast Wars comic that's been coming out recently by IDW, and I have my own thoughts on the current state of IDW and their current take on the Transformers comics. I have my own thoughts on that. Let's just say you started in 2019, it's 2021, you just now start the war? Okay, whatever. So, but however, the Beast Wars comic is different. This is actually pretty good.
Yes.
Yes. In fact, what's interesting is not only is this comic good, but while also adapting like the first few episodes of Beast Wars. Well, not even the first few episodes of Beast Wars. It's kind of like adapting the first season of Beast Wars and kind of condensing it down a bit, while also adding their own spin on it with a couple original characters here and there as well. I wouldn't say it's better, though. With Dinobot, yes, it's better, and I love it. I don't think better is the right term, except when it comes to Dinobot. It's just a really good retelling of the Beast Wars. So the general premise of Beast Wars, if you don't know, which is the same as the original TV show from the 90s made by Mainframe. same guys who did a reboot, and so these guys are now doing. These guys, they got contacted by Hasbro saying, "Hey, make a TV show for our Transformers." Okay, but these guys turn into animals. Okay, we could do that. And so Beast Wars happened, and it is considered the greatest Transformers show. Not of all time, but it's up there, and it deserves that position. That I'm not gonna say much about the Beast Wars show. Watch it; it's great. And the Beast Wars comic really, so far, is still ongoing, but so far, with like, just only like, I think they're going to release issue 8 soon, so it's either 8 issues released already, or 7 issues released already, with an 8th one coming along the way. Ray says, I think the artwork looks interesting. Oh, I'll get to the artwork real quick. I'll get to it. But it's like, for like 7 to 8 issues so far, they've somehow managed to condense a lot of the first season and the opening act. Well, like, it's like, already feels like half of the first season of Beast Wars condensed into like 8 issues, while also doing its own take. And it's interesting. And I like it for what it is. So the basic premise is kind of the same. It's the far future of Cybertron, and there is now 2 new groups of Transformers on Cybertron, the Maximals and the Predacons, not to be mistaken with the Predacons from the G1 Transformers that become Predaking. Also not to be mistaken with the Predacons, who are prehistoric dragons from Transformers Prime. Also not to be mistaken with the Terracons, who may be animals as well, or they could be zombies. Predacons and Terracons, those 2 terms are used very loosely throughout the franchise. But these Predacons specifically, they are the descendants of the Decepticons. Meanwhile, the Maximals are the descendants of the Autobots. How does that work? It's Transformers, don't really ask questions. And so, the Maximals and the Decepticons are now the 2 major groups on Cybertron. And while there's no war going on Cybertron, the Maximals have a majority control over Cybertron, while the Predacons don't. For a good reason, because the Predacons are just the Decepticons with a new name. Also the Maximals and the Predacons are smaller than the Autobots and Decepticons, they're following the F91 logic, where make them smaller and they use less energy. And so the Maximals and Predacons are actually much smaller than the Autobots and Decepticons. Some of them can be straight up like human size, but they're not exactly human size. And so we follow two groups, each group from the Predacon side and the Maximal side. The Maximal side is led by a Maximal named Optimus Primal, who is actually not at all related to Optimus Prime as far as we know for this version. Rather, he just has the name Optimus. And then on the Predacon side, they're led by a Predacon named Megatron, who, while also this version, he may or may not be a descendant of the original Megatron, he takes the namesake of Megatron. Because, yes, I am Megatron. David K. Why didn't they hire you for the War for Cybertron trilogy?
Because my version is too high quality compared to all the rest. Yes.
Yes. And so Megatron leads his group of Predacons. Long story short, they actually go against the Predacon government on Cybertron wishes, and they're trying to start a coup. And Megatron's whole plan is he has an artifact from the Voyager satellite called the Golden Disc, and on it is recorded messages from the past from the original G1 Megatron himself. And with this information from the past, he intends to try time travel back to the past and alter the future. So that way the Predacons are the top dogs and the Maximals are the bottom. And then so, the Maximals, led by Optimus Primal, they're contacted by the Maximal government to go, hey, stop Megatron. Okay, we'll do that. And then so they try to stop them, and this leads to a starship fight. And then they go through a space bridge wormhole that's tear in both space and time. And through that they... Oh, no, they just straight up used a transwarp drive. Right? Yeah. And then so transwarp allows you to bend space and time, and so they use that to go travel back to time to prehistoric Earth. Though the Maximals and Predacons don't know that it's prehistoric Earth except Megatron himself. Megatron actually keeps the knowledge that this is Earth a secret. And so they crash onto prehistoric Earth, and because the energon radiation levels on Earth is so high that they need protective alternative modes to protect them. Basically, the Maximals and Predacons, their radiation suits are fursuits. And so they take on the alternate forms of animals. Hence the title Beast Wars. And so the Maximal group, I should have also specified, the Maximal group is made up of Optimus Primal, Cheetor, who is our stand-in kid-friendly character. He's like Bumblebee and Hot Rod combined. He's Hotshot. Rat Trap, he's kind of a cynical asshole. Rat Trap's Kai.
Don't tell Ninjato.
And Rhinox is the he's the big rhino guy, and he's the technician, but he's also the strong guy who keeps everyone centered. And
he's also the most spiritual.
Yes. And then the latest recruit is a completely original character to this comic, Nyx, who turns into a bat. And if you haven't noticed already, all the Beast Wars cast characters, their names are, yes, references and puns on their animal alternate form. Cheetor turns into a cheetah. Rhinox is a rhino. Rat Trap, he's a rat. Nyx, actually, I don't know how Nyx relates to a bat.
Night.
Ah. And then Optimus...
Nyx was the Greek goddess of night.
Ah. There you go. And then Optimus Primal, Gorilla. And then the same goes for the naming convention also goes for the Predacons, except Megatron, because Megatron, he's Megatron. He has an ego. Because of course I do.
Yes.
And the Predacon cast is much bigger.
But this isn't the same Megatron in G1.
No, this is, I said that. This is a different person who just calls himself Megatron because he's an egotistical jerk. And I love him. Because of course, who wouldn't love the great Megatron? Yes. And then...
Literally anyone? Shut it, Starscream, you're not in this continuity. That's what I said!
And so the Predacons also follow the same naming convention, and there's a lot more Predacons. I won't really go into them too much. Tarantulas is great though, despite the minor role he has. Scorponok actually gets a lot more speaking roles than the original show, which was surprising. So that was interesting. There is also an all-new original Predacon character who turns into a snapping turtle. What's Gold? Yeah, her name is Scold. I don't know how that relates to a turtle.
That one actually might be very unique. In the sense that,
Yeah, but the two big Predacons that you have to pay attention to is obviously, Megatron, yes, and the great Dinobot, yeah, who is all about honor. And the story starts off relatively the same as the show. It's just the Maximals and Predacons just duking it out on Earth, while also trying to figure out where they are, when in time they are, and trying to get back to Cybertron. But what's interesting here is the change to Dinobot's character. The first few issues really emphasize the change in Dinobot's character, and honestly, Dinobot's character, while it is mostly the same as the original show, he has in my opinion, actually a much better story of him turning to the Maximal side than in the show. So in the original Beast Wars show, Dinobot, when they crashed on Earth, Dinobot, being one of the Predacons who was out of the loop, he's like, "What the hell are we, Megatron? You are a fool! You are an incompetent leader! I deserve to be leader!" "Oh, really?" "Yes!" Scorponok, shoot him. "What?" "Ah! I'm blasting off again!" And then...
Well, I'm pretty sure that's the last we've seen of him.
and then so the Maximals duke it out with the Predacons for the first fight, and on their way back to their ship, the Maximals run into Dinobot, and Dinobot straight up goes, "I'm joining your side." "Oh, cool, but there's a twist." "Oh, I'm leader now." Dinobot, "No, yes, no, yes, I challenge you to a duel, Optimus Primal, for leadership." Dinobot loses. "Well, shit. Well, you're still welcome to join the Maximals." "Okay, I'll be part of the Maximals now." And that was it. Here in the comics, however, Dinobot's story converting to the Maximals is place a lot more heavy emphasis on, well, his biggest character aspect and his biggest virtue, his honor. So long story short, the Predacons captured the new Maximal OC, Nyx, and being the Predacons, who are the descendants of the Decepticons, they're evil, they torture Nyx. But Dinobot, being the honorable warrior he is, he's like, "Look, I love fighting just as much as you Predacons, but this is not honorable. She deserves a chance to defend herself as a warrior." Dinobot, shut the fuck up. "Well, shit. It seems that everyone here is not as honorable as I thought." "Hey, Maximal. My name is Nyx." "Oh, yeah, whatever. Is your side honorable?"
Oh, hello. You're my new neighbor. You just moving?
I'll take care of the bot later. So Dinobol's like, "Maximal, is your side honorable?" "Yeah." "Okay, I want to join." "Really?" "Yes, because it's very clear that you have demonstrated that you have more honor than the Predacons." "Okay, cool." And then so Dinobot joins the Maximals, and even then the Maximals are kind of wary, like, "Nyx, you do realize he's a Predacon, right?" "Well, yes, I understand, but I want to join your side because you guys are more honorable." "Okay, sure. We're welcome to have you along." "Thank you, Maximals." I mean, that's just a crash course of what happens. It's much better explored in the comics, but that's a much better change to his story, where they're emphasizing more on his honorable side than just, "I'm petty against Megatron." And so that is a change for the better. Something that the War for Cybertron trilogy sadly did not do. Even though, what's funny is the War for Cybertron trilogy actually had a very similar take with Dinobot, but the biggest difference is here in the comics, Dinobot changes to the Maximals on his own will. he has more
Agency.
agency. In the War for Cybertron trilogy on Netflix, Dinobot's told to join the Maximals because the plot demands it, and he goes, "Okay, I'll join the Maximals," and then he dies.
He tells Megatron that he's a bad leader and he's an idiot, and then after that he just doesn't say anything else against Megatron.
Yeah. And so
They had something interesting, at least attempted, with like had I joined the Maximals, would have you taken me? Yes, but you would have been bad Maximal. I thought that was like
that was an interesting line that they never followed on, because he died. So that was fun. Thanks, War for Cybertron trilogy, jackasses. And then so yeah, that was a change for the better in the comic. And then so now, recently the comics just introduced Black Arachnia, and they're also doing an interesting take on Black Arachnia so far. She still kind of has she still has surface level characteristics of Black Arachnia from the show, but what's interesting is they start off by she's not outright with the Predacons just yet. In fact, it seems they're emphasizing a lot more on the aspect of her originally being a maximal protoform in the show. So that's an interesting take on Black Arachnia that I am interested to see where they go with. So again, that's interesting. There's some changes are actually for the better than the original Beast Wars show, and other times I wouldn't say it's better, but it's a very interesting take, and it's not bad. So I'm willing to see where it goes. And Xenon can attest to this because we read the comic together. So yeah, like okay, like I know that the state of IDW and stuff, but like if there ever is a comic book that you should buy currently from IDW around this time, I would definitely say pick up the Beast Wars comic that they're doing. And now earlier, Ray.
And I also recommend the Sonic comic, but that's not what we're talking about.
Well, because you're a Sonic fan.
Yeah.
Now Ray actually brought up earlier. He said the art style was interesting. Now, this is ultimately a byproduct of just how the comic industry works, where they hire an artist to do the art, and then for however long they want them under contract, and then after their contract's done, they hire another artist to continue the story. Why not just keep the same artist? Well, contracts, because that's the state of the comic industry. More people can. You go ahead.
It's the state of the comic book. The state of the comic book. The comic book industry is everyone is an independent contractor because there are no unions because to be honest, unions are fake and gay.
All the combiners unionized, and I had to eliminate them.
Do you like the Sonic comics because Ray says you do?
Megatron! Starscream, we're losing the battle! Damn it! Where's Starscream? Screw it! Constructicons! Megatron, what is it? The Constructicons went on strike, remember? Why? Because they unionized, remember? Stupid unions.
Damn unions. Remind me to eliminate the Constructicons. They have outlived their use.
And so... Yeah, but... So, the art style is unique for the first, like... I think, like, 5 issues? 5 or 6 issues. And then because the contract expired for that artist, they hired another artist to take over, and then the art style changes. And so, initially you start off with like was seen on the thumbnail, which is a very stylistic, kind of animated take on the Beast Wars cast. But then with this new artist, they're going for a style more or less similar to the original show. And you know, and you know, the art style change, it could be glaring. You know, you could argue that, but it's again, it's because of the state of the comic book industry. So,
And I will say this, at least it's the start of a new arc when the change happens.
yes, that is true. When this new change happens, it is a new arc. So, thankfully, when the art style changes, it's not continuing the same story arc that was going on with the first art style. This is a completely new story arc dealing with Black Arachnia, and so even though the art style changed, it's fine. But again, I can't do anything about it. That's just the state of the comic book industry, and we could go on a whole nother talk about the comic book industry. Actually, okay, so before I move on, yes, I recommend this book, as I said, but if we're gonna talk about the state of the comic book industry, that actually ties perfectly into your topic, Xenonic. So we're gonna end off not with a big talk, but with some very...
It might lead into a big talk,
It might,
but like...
it might lead into... True, but this is a very, very big news going on. And I understand the title I had for this thumbnail is a little inaccurate, but it's still big news. So, Xenonic.
So, the estate of Steve Ditko, and I believe some other estates as well, are Steve Ditko being the man who created Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. They're terminating their license. Is that how it is? Terminating.
Well, what they're trying to do is they're trying to reclaim the license that.
Well, yeah, I know, but like they were terminating something.
Well, they're trying to terminate the license Marvel holds on Spider-Man.
Well, yeah, and so that the rights can go back to the estates.
Yes.
And apparently it's not just Spider-Man, but like a lot of Marvel characters, like Black Widow, and like just like so many others.
Mm-hmm. And this is it's big news.
Yeah. So what's basically going on is Marvel's also known for not paying royalties for people who create characters for them.
Yeah.
That is something DC has better, because when you create a character, you're gonna get money for when the character is in use.
Yeah.
Yep. And so basically, I'm trying to get my words. I should prepare. I go in this unprepared, and this is what you do. What happens?
Fuck it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live.
Fuck it. Do it live.
Fuck it. We'll do it live.
I'll write it. You just keep.
So now, with this happening, there's a chance that the rights to the characters will belong to, well, you know, the people who made them. Well, not exactly Steve Ditko because he's passed, but like his estate will hold the rights. And so basically, this brings up the question: is this good?
I would say.
Can I be?
Oh, go ahead, Nod.
I was just gonna say, can I be controversial?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I don't think this is a good idea.
Really?
Large, because I think, okay, so Marvel not paying royalties to artists, to writers and artists who create characters for their brand is scummy as shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because I will say this to anyone who is watching this. The Ghost Rider, the man who created Ghost Rider died in his car.
I learned that like yesterday, and that broke my heart when I heard that.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't getting any work, and Marvel refused to give him any royalties based on a character who was very popular at the time. And they told him to go piss off. So I understand where this is coming from, where it opens the door of if the Ditko estate were to purchase Spider-Man from Marvel, then it creates this golden opportunity for everyone to get money from this whole thing and all that. But I can't help but feel like the long term, like no one's really looking at the long term solution to these, because if the Ditko estate has ownership of Spider-Man, what do you think they're going to do with it? Because Ditko is not alive anymore. But he passed away. He's up there now, in God's kingdom. And
just license it out to whoever wants it. Disney will do whatever they can to keep Spider-Man in the movies.
That is true, but if they license them out to anyone who is willing to buy them, what makes it different? What makes it really different than what Marvel had been doing for the past 60 years they had the character?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, people want this to happen, but I don't think it's going to change anything.
Well, there's a I know it's not really going to come to pass because intellectual property laws the courts take more time than people realize they do. So it's like Marvel is trying to not engage in a 5+ year war with an estate. But it's like if by hypothetically this happens, do you really want to have someone hold on to the Spider-Man license who probably would do a lot more harm to it than Marvel has done? Just because you want to claim Marvel has, just because you want to claim that, Marvel doesn't own the rights to it anymore. But just because change happened doesn't mean the change is necessarily going to be good. Is what I'm trying to say.
Interesting.
How about you, Changus? What do you think?
Well, I was the opposite, but then I was like, oh, this is a I thought this was a good thing, but that's an interesting take. That is interesting, Not. I will admit I didn't think of that, and I don't know. Maybe a part of me just wants to be, I don't know, maybe a little more optimistic about it, but But that is an interesting thing. I admit I didn't really think of. That's...
So, there was something that really that I thought about that made me go, oh god. And it was something that, because with the talk of, oh yeah, it's gonna be great that characters you make will, you know, you'll get to own and stuff like that. But and then I got reminded of something. Ken Penders.
Oh.
So, for those who don't know, Ken Penders was a writer for Sonic comic books. He's done a lot of weird things in that book, but that I could do a whole other topic some other time for that. TLDR, Ken made like 200 plus characters for that book, and like literally most of them, like literally like 90% of the characters in the book at during the time of his writing were characters he made. And so he left the book after a while and was kind of just like, okay. And then a game called Sonic Chronicles came out, and that featured a plot point that involved like an evil Echidna clan called the Nocturnus clan, which that had some similarities to the Dark Legion that he made in the comic. That caused him to sue because they stole his idea. And there was a contract that said, because, dude, you made characters for our product. Technically own those characters. You signed the contract. But they lost the contract. Like it was like lost in fire or something. I don't know, something. It's just gone. And because of that, Ken Penders won that case and gained the rights to 200 characters. They basically had to do like a Thanos snap on the entire book, just to wipe away those characters that Archie does not have the rights to anymore. And that had like serious, long-lasting impact on both on the comic books and arguably all of Sonic media, including the video games. So now, because of this, I'm like, because I got pissed because I'm not a fan of what's going on with Sonic right now. So now I'm thinking, was fucking Penders right in this whole fucking time? I don't. So it's like, yeah, you want. Man, I don't even know what to do. That's how I feel about this. Because I think characters, like, I think there should be, like, oh man, there should be, like, something for the creators who make these characters, but god damn. It's where like, you feel dirty either way.
And the same thing will happen. Like, the same thing will exactly happen to Spider-Man, because remember he's a character. Even though he has been made, He was made by Stan Lee and Steve Ditko. He's a character whose entire legacy has spanned 60 plus years. A lot of writers have written the character and have added a lot more than what Ditko and Lee had established, originally established the character. So 60 plus years of comic books, comic book knowledge, comic books, it's going to go down the drain. And we're going to be left with a character who may not even be recognizable compared to what we knew him as.
Yeah.
Well, damn.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Cause like I always thought this was like an optimistic. I was like, this should be like, cause like Marvel not paying the creators and stuff. I'm like, that's shitty. But then you take into consideration, but what if the creators themselves do the exact same thing? It's like, shit.
Yeah. Like, I was like, hey, this is gonna be a good thing. And then I remembered the whole situation with Ken Penders. And then I got, oh my god.
That's right. And plus,
also, for those who are, like, oh, well, his character, well, I guess he can, the stuff he's doing with his characters is at least good, right? No. Just look, I don't recommend you guys to look up the Laura Sue Chronicles, but look up the Laura Sue Chronicles.
Just look at the art. It's something. But, and also considering, okay, so I understand that the title I used for your slide is a little clickbait, considering it's the estate trying to buy back Spider-Man, but then again, like, it's not Ditko himself who is taking back Spider-Man. He can't have control over it because, well, unfortunately, he's no longer with us. So the estate is just his family or whoever, friends or family. So like, we don't know what they're going to do with. Are they going to honor their family member Ditko's, character or not? It's like, because like again, like, I came into this looking at this like this is a good thing, but then now after the discussions, like, it's I guess, for lack of better use of the line from the Suicide Squad movie, fuck, that's true.
You start to realize, oh, you feel dirty either outcome.
Yeah, cause like, okay, so like, cause it's interesting, like, people have been saying, like, also, like, like, this is like, people have said this is an advantage, something like the manga industry has over the comic book industry here in the West, is that creators in Japan, most of the time, they have control over the rights of their comics and characters. And so I was looking at it from, like, that perspective, like, that's, like, why not? That should be a good thing. But then at the same time, it's like, but this isn't just like something like a manga creator saying, I own the rights to this harem manga. Like, these are beloved characters that have become ingrained in Western pop culture. Like, they're beyond that. So, like, what happens then? And it's such a conflicting feeling to have.
It really is.
It's like, I understand, poking right at SJW, big bad Marvel and their practices and all that. But remember, what's worse, an evil you know or an evil you don't know?
Basically, you're basically you're basically, if you're trying to shoot at like SJW, like media and stuff like that. In this case, you're shooting them in a room full of reflective surfaces. And there's a chance that you could easily shoot yourself in the process.
Yeah. Because Spider-Man going with the Ditko estate, if that happens, that's not gonna just go to some guy who's going to agree with you politically. It might go to someone even worse.
Yeah. And then there's also what could happen to the company itself, because they just lost Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Arguably the most profitable character, right behind Mickey Mouse himself.
Right. Well, but then so people view that isn't that a good thing? This teaches Marvel and Disney a lesson and stuff, but it's but now
what are they gonna do now, since they don't own Spider-Man? That's gonna have major consequences for the stories they make.
A lot of the stuff they have right now it's gonna be major ramifications,
and if they lose him, they're gonna be fiercely protective of what they have left.
Yeah, right now, for example, in the MCU, right now, what is the biggest name there is after Endgame? Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So what happens to the Spider-Man movies in the MCU if Marvel loses Spider-Man?
If you say Xeonic, maybe you're overreacting a bit. I've seen this happen with the Sonic franchise. If it's happened once, it could easily happen again.
Don't forget the Lord of the Rings franchise.
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh, that's Lord of the Rings. That's right. The Tolkien estate has the rights, and oh my god, look at what's happened to Lord of the Rings.
Oh god.
Chelsea says no, it's Black Widow. Thanks for the humor, Chelsea. Chelsea says new Venom movie is coming out soon. Did Ditko also create Venom?
No. Venom was created by Todd McFarlane and David Michelini.
Okay.
It was David Michelini, right?
Not.
I was about to say, not. What are you doing?
Yes, hear me?
Now we can, I think.
Yeah, we can hear. We can hear you now. Who else created Venom alongside Todd?
Right.
Okay. Also, you're at least quiet on my end. I don't know if
You are a little quiet. We can hear you, but you are a little quiet.
Oh, that's strange. I don't know why I'm so quiet.
Okay,
you're talking the truth, and they're trying to silence you. Bastards.
Ray says McFarlane making Venom makes a lot more sense. Maybe, but we're not talking about. But Venom is, while maybe that would make more sense. This is Spider-Man, not Venom. As much as Venom is also such a big name, he's not Spider-Man. And Spider-Man and Venom wasn't created by Ditko. So But again, so like that's Ray brings up like an interesting like maybe it's like yeah, some creators maybe it would make more sense if they had the rights again. Oh no, Xenonic left. Xenonic.
They silenced our little xenomorph buddy. We will avenge him.
Those bastards. Look, I understand that our friend Xenonic is a parasitical alien, but he's our parasite. You can't just silence him, Marvel. Alright, in the meantime, let's read the chat. Ray reacts to the Laura Sue Chronicles. Yeah, the art. The art. oh, the art. Chelsea says it does. I don't know about what superhero owned by Ditko. Okay, so that's a good. Is there any other hero Ditko created other than Spider-Man and whatever was listed?
He created Spider-Man. He created Spider-Man. He created Doctor Strange. With me. The main six villains. Doc Ock.
Oh, hello.
Like Doc
You're my
Ock,
new neighbor. You just moving?
Green Goblin.
Oh, hello. You're my new
Electro.
neighbor. You just moving? Oh, hello.
I believe Mysterio. Craven the Hunter, they're all gone. Because they were created by Ditko.
Really?
Yeah. They'll all.
Of course I have connections issues during my segment.
You good now?
Hello?
You good?
Hello, Nick. Nick, are you okay?
Of course I have connection issues during my segment.
Oh damn it, the bots are back again. What the hell?
Oh my god.
Okay, I need to figure out what the hell is happening. This is absolutely absurd. Okay, let's miss between account creation and follow.
Oh yeah. Oh no. That's not right.
Where were we before I
You were talking I asked not who else is created by Ditko, and then to pass the time
Doctor Strange.
right, and then yeah. Okay, I'm gonna have to. What is this bot's username? Haas0.
Yeah, so most of the major Spider-Man villains they're gone from Marvel.
Yeah. Basically, you know the stuff Ninjago loves? That's gonna be gone of Spider-Man.
Huh. Damn.
Oh, if they decided to go after DC, they might get back the question.
Ah, that's true.
Huh. Oh, come on. How can I not remove the bot? I'll figure it out later.
This probably wouldn't have happened had Marvel just paid their creators.
Yeah.
They did this to themselves.
Well, Yeah. You know, I really was looking into this with a more happy, with a lot more happier outlook.
When I first suggested this, I did as well. And then I remembered a certain lawsuit.
Yeah. Okay, these are all the bots' names. Okay.
You make me angry, Kenneth.
Make me edit.
I hate saying this, but even though he's out of line, he might be right.
Yeah.
And I honestly don't. I really don't want him to be.
Yeah. Alright. Well, this stream kind of became a downer, unfortunately, and that is a shame. Chelsea says, and characters also gone to like Sally Acorn. Yeah.
No. So the thing with Sally is anyone in the who was in the Sat AM cartoon wasn't made by Ken Penders. So, like, that's why when the reboot happened, Sally and the Freedom Fighters were still able to be in the comic. And technically, Sega still owns them. They're just not doing anything with them.
Yeah, it's a real shame.
It is.
Alright. Okay, you know what? I think I might have to get rid of raids on my channel. Maybe that will help. I don't know.
So Twitch raids happen so often that there's literally a function for it?
Yes. There is a function for raids. I don't know why. Man, this is... Alright, well... Again, I'll take care of this later. I'll get rid of the bots and stuff. Didn't want to end on a downer, but it is what it is, unfortunately. But nonetheless, it was an interesting conversation. I will deal with the bots. So I'm gonna mute you guys real quick. Alright, so the rest of the guys are muted for now. Oh, that's right. I just realized my avatar doesn't glow when I deafen, so I gotta individually mute you guys, and then I'll unmute you guys when we're done. Okay, there we go. Now the avatar still glows when I talk. Chelsea says this was so much fun. Thank you, Chelsea, for having fun despite our little issues going on. SGD is Selena's best girl in Dragon's Dogma. Well, you tell that to you. Alright then. In that case, I'm gonna turn down the music. And then, let me just take care of one more thing. Yeah. So, next week will be another 2 Cents Live. Since tomorrow is the end of Get a Robo arc, me and John have been considering maybe making next week's a Get a Robo special 2 Cents Live. We'll see. Maybe. Also, this is a on-the-fly decision. If these follow bots keep happening, then I may consider going back to YouTube. It wasn't as much of a fun time. We got less viewers than on Twitch, but I don't have to deal with these follow bots, hopefully, on YouTube. If this happens again next Saturday, then we're going back to YouTube, despite me hating that platform, and that platform hating me for streaming. But it is what it is. So with that said, we'll see you guys next Saturday for another 2 Cents Live. Maybe get a Robo Arc special. And until then, see you later.